Every day, the news echoed with the same fear. Whispers of raids, mass detentions, and a machinery of deportation being primed for activation. In immigrant neighborhoods across New York, a familiar, chilling dread began to settle. But in an unassuming office in Queens, a different kind of operation was underway, one built on secrecy, speed, and a fierce determination to shield people from the storm they saw coming. This is the story of Zohran Mamdani's clandestine plan to save immigrants before a potential Trump administration could tear them away from their lives, their families, and their homes. Zohran was no stranger to fighting the system. As a state assemblyman, he had already taken public stands against ICE, but he knew public statements alone wouldn't stop deportations. He needed a strategy that worked in the shadows, a quiet, organized, and scalable network of protection. The plan, developed with a small group of trusted organizers, immigration lawyers, and faith leaders, was simple in concept but daring in execution. Identify the most vulnerable immigrants, those with pending cases, those with past deportation orders, those with mixed status families, and create layered legal and community-based shields around them before any federal crackdown could begin. The first phase was outreach conducted with deliberate discretion. Trusted community organizers, many of them volunteers from local churches and cultural associations, began holding Know Your Rights sessions not in public community centers but in basements, back rooms of restaurants, and private apartments. These weren't generic workshops. They were individualized, tactical briefings. Families were walked through crafting emergency plans. Who do you call if a parent is detained? Where are your documents? Who takes care of your children? Simple, devastating questions that no family should ever have to answer. Zohran's team distributed printed cards with emergency hotline numbers and instructions in clear, accessible language. Do not open the door, remain silent, ask for a lawyer. But the true backbone of the operation was the legal offensive happening behind the scenes. Zohran and his coalition quietly assembled what they called the Emergency Legal Defense Network, a pro bono rapid response team of immigration attorneys, paralegals, and law students. Their mission was to proactively review the cases of at-risk individuals and file every possible legal remedy before a Trump administration could freeze the system: motions to reopen old cases, applications for U visas for victims of crime, petitions for temporary protected status, and asylum claims. They were racing against an invisible clock, building a legal firewall one case at a time. The most delicate part of the plan involved creating a decentralized sanctuary system. Inspired by historical movements, Zohran's team coordinated with sympathetic churches, synagogues, and even university campuses across the city, designating them as temporary safe havens. These were not publicized. Their locations were shared only on a need-to-know basis. The goal was not to hide people indefinitely, but to buy critical time, 48 to 72 hours, for lawyers to intervene if ICE attempted a raid. Volunteers were trained in legal observation, and a secure encrypted alert system was set up to notify the network the moment ICE activity was spotted in a neighborhood. The emotional weight of this effort was carried by the families it aimed to protect, like the story of the Rodriguez family in Corona, Queens. Javier Rodriguez, a construction worker and father of 3 U.S.-born children, had a final order of deportation from a decade ago. He had checked in regularly with ICE for years without incident, but now the fear was paralyzing. Through the underground network, he was connected to Zohran's team. Lawyers swiftly filed a motion to reopen his case based on changed country conditions and his deep ties to the community. Meanwhile, his family attended a preparedness session and was given access to the 24/7 emergency hotline. For the first time in months, Javier and his wife slept through the night. They had a plan. They had a number to call. They were no longer facing the storm alone. Zohran Mamdani's secret plan was never about grandstanding. It was a quiet, pragmatic, and deeply human defense of a community under threat. It acknowledged a terrifying political reality and refused to accept helplessness in the face of it. It was a testament to a different kind of power, not the power of headlines, but the power of preparation, not the power of protest alone, but the power of protection. This story is a reminder that in times of looming crisis, hope is not a passive emotion. It is an action. It is a plan. It is a network. It is the phone number in your pocket and the lawyer on your case and the community that refuses to let you disappear. If you believe in a world where families should be kept together, not torn apart, then this is the work that must be done. Subscribe to the Border Archives, because here we don't just document the threats, we document the resistance.